tomorrow, December 1st, will be World AIDS Day, and Hearts for Peace would like to weigh in as Hearts for Peace supports peaceful conflict transformation in families and in workplaces affected by HIV and AIDS. And today we are in Makerere University with some students here and consultants from Hearts for Peace, a journalist, Justin, from UBC, Fiona, Makerere University, Perth, Makerere University. And the reason we are here today is to chat a little bit about the new report about HIV and AIDS in Makerere University and in other universities like Guru University, Mbarara University. The report tells us there is a reduction in HIV prevalence, and we're wondering why amongst the youth. What do you guys think? What's going on among the youth? Is it a good sign that the youth are no longer engaging in sexual immorality, or what's going on?
I think there are some students within the universities who are trying to improve. Like they are really trying to protect themselves.
I also think it's because of the awareness, the increasing awareness among the youth. There are so many programs going on in the university, something to increase awareness about AIDS, its effects, and so I think the youth have really improved, and because youth are very good at using the contraceptives like condoms, which can protect them against HIV and AIDS.
If you're talking about condoms and we say the youth are doing the job well, what's going on with the adults? What is it that the youth are doing? And that's why we're at campus to talk to you, for instance.
The youth are not married people. Most youth, they are not married. They are still bachelors and spinsters. Yeah. So I think these people, since they are not married, of course when you're married, usually you don't really use condoms a lot. Actually, married people don't use condoms. Now, I think the fact that the youth are not married and usually they are not having sex with one partner, they use protection. And they have sex not every night, it's once in a while. So this time when I sleep with John, I'll use a condom. When I sleep with the other boy, I use a condom because I have maybe different sexual partners and I am aware about AIDS. Now, these married people, due to the fact that they're even used to having sex without the condoms, I think that makes them reluctant. When they go out to other women, he maybe assumes this woman is okay, he's just like my wife. They are reluctant.
The reason why married people in most cases don't use condoms is because when you're still a youth, okay, like Irene said, you're still not yet committed to one person. So you're still jumping up and down. So in some cases, to some extent, some youth like have that fear of maybe getting pregnant or catching what? The AIDS.
Yeah, more research has also shown, well, that is true, but more research has shown that some of these adults actually reject the use of condoms simply because they don't know how to use them. Yes, they know how to use it, but they are not comfortable to go through all those processes of condom use. They've had the education of condom use, yes, but they didn't have the in-depth, the gist of how to behave when using a condom. They feel, and some people don't have that patience. They want to rush. And when you rush, the lady is not ready and the condom will automatically be uncomfortable to both. So in that event, both couples will end up removing the condom.
This HIV infection at Makerere is at 1%, which is the first time we've had such a low percentages at a university. And what do you think as campuses? What have you seen around campus, that Makerere University campus, that could have brought the prevalence rate a little down?
People fear pregnancy, but then they do not really use contraceptives like pills and other things. it's not on a high rate, because they think that when they use them, they reduce their chances of giving birth. So they actually don't use the other contraceptives, but they'll go in for the condoms, and they really know how to use them. And there has been really an increased awareness since this is even Kampala. Yeah. Now, if you compare that to Gulu, I think there is a lower awareness among those people in Gulu than in Kampala.
For example, if you get pregnant, sometimes your academics will be shattered, sometimes your family relationships will be shattered, sometimes even
your own friends.
Yeah, your own friends will depart. So only that fear will make some girls to be like, let me protect myself maybe until maybe like I'll finish campus. And in addition to that, to awareness, these services are really available. Go to some hostels around Chikonyi, Chikumi, the condoms are really like at the main end. We have Miriam Hostel.
They are free of
the
charge.
condoms are there, so they are free of charge.
Instead of buying.
So they supply condoms at your hostel.
The hostel.
But then they also supply
Each floor
condoms
has
in
condoms.
workplaces where married people work.
Yes.
So if somebody argued that actually that is promoting sex in institutions,
It's not like promoting sex in institutions.
It's not.
You can't.
Free condoms available everywhere.
you can't.
Even if you would have said no, I'm not gonna have sex just because I don't have money to buy a condom. During our days at campus, a condom was very expensive. So sometimes you meet a girl and you're like, no, I'm not gonna have sex because I don't have
the
money to buy a condom. But this time around, they are everywhere, every floor. You know,
That's why the HIV was rated in your days.
Yeah.
But now, you know what? There are some things you should not just close your eyes to and pretend as if they are not existing. You can't be a parent and you sit there and you say, my child is at campus, she cannot have sex. She will finish campus when she's totally a virgin. It's almost impossible. So now people know these things exist. It's either abstinence or you will have the sex, and most people are having the sex. So it's better you just give them the condoms because you know they have the sex.
Actually, as a matter of fact, before you come in, this report tells us 78% of all university students, Gulu, Makerere, Mbarara, Christian University, Mukono, Kampala International University, 78% have had sex.
Yes.
Are we trying to say the whole campaign about abstinence is a lost campaign? It has gone to the dogs.
It's not a lost campaign because there is like someone might have sex maybe. Let me say I can have sex now, yeah. But it's what they call secondary abstinence. Like I can have sex, yeah. Then when I get aware like of the abstinence campaign or what, yeah, I may decide like to defect from it, like from sex till maybe marriage or till.
Is there any Ugandan at campus who doesn't know about the ABC, the abstinence, the use a condom, the be faithful thing?
I think by
because your argument is about awareness.
They are not there.
They are not there.
If they're there, it's 0.1%. Another thing about the HIV, like nowadays, like people have learned like to come out and pronounce themselves HIV positive. So with such people around, like if my friend came and told me he or she's HIV positive, I would get a fear, yeah? Because by the time he or she tells me, he wouldn't want me to be a victim, like he is.
This report at universities tells us every student who has revealed their HIV and AIDS status to friends, they have run away from them. The parents have cast them. Actually, here there is a point where it says, my mother said she could not pay school fees for a dead person. How do you react to this? Because we are talking about zero stigma campaign, and we are talking about revealing our HIV and AIDS status so people can know and they help us. But instead, when we reveal the status, especially at universities, people run away from us. They shun us. They call us prostitutes. They call us moving cops. So what's going on?
I think revealing one status could really not have any impact, but like especially at the university level where we really understand. I really challenge a university student who's really doing a bachelor's degree, a very powerful degree course, and someone has told you, I'm living with HIV, and you start isolating her, let it be the roommate and what. I think there will be a problem.
This whole stigma thing, is it a question of awareness or what? Because if it's awareness, I don't know, there has been a lot of campaigns that if I have HIV and AIDS and I greet you, it doesn't mean you're going to get it. If we share a dress, if we share whatever. And I think many Ugandans should be aware of this. But there is one thing, talking about it in public, and say, stigma, why would I stigmatize, why would we share a cup?
Yeah.
But every report that comes out, including today's report about universities, students still shun people living with HIV. They don't want to sit together on the same desk. If somebody borrows a dress, then that should be thrown away. What is it that still people don't get?
We actually have people who up to this time isolate people who they are not related to.
Yeah.
You find a little one maybe is suffering from a very simple disease, and the mom is saying, please, can you get away from that child? She will infect you. She has some wounds and what. And then we bring this mind even up to this age where we have seen enough education, we have had enough education, we have seen a lot of light, we biblical teachings, we have that culture. I think it stems from our own culture, our society. We still have that mind, yeah, from childhood.
That thing of stigma has been in Africa, not only Uganda, in Africa for some long time.
Now, if you look at people like Phile Bongo Leditaye, I remember I've watched his DVD, of how he suffered. Oh my God, it was so terrible. Yeah, so I think when people look back in the days and they're like, oh my God, is it still the same thing? You know, there is that natural fear within us, because by then, if you saw that man sincerely, you would not allow him to touch your cup.
Yeah.
I think the best tool to use, among other things, is more information, more awareness.
But today I think we are suffering from complacency, knowing that we are the leaders. Most Ugandans are consultants out there on HIV and AIDS, because we brought HIV from 20s to 5%, but today is around 6.4. So it's slowly increasing. We are suffering from complacency. And what's going on?
Sexual networks is a very, very big problem. You can find a married person. Okay, he might have his wife back at home, but still, I don't know, he may not be satisfied. There's still this urge that he's like, I've seen Fiona, I think I want to do it. My partner won't, because he trusts me, he won't think I'm straight. Yeah? So, if I'm to sleep with him, he might also have another partner. Yeah? So the whole connection,
the network grows big.
It's bigger. So you might find like, and like if I sleep with one person, I've slept with you by asleep. So you might find that at the end, I've slept with 20 people. Yeah, and they're all sick.
One of the key services that Hearts for Peace offers to families and workplaces is transforming conflicts related to HIV and AIDS in families and in workplaces. What's the role of conflict? How do you see it in a family? What does conflict do in a family to increase infections?
Some people have conflicts, and instead of fighting the problem, they fight each other.
Yeah.
For instance, one writer, Dr. Wright, says the number one problem in marriages is lack of communication, effective communication.
Right.
You might not have bought your wife the best cream, and she locks up. She just locks up.
Especially on Christmas.
It may not be Christmas, but she just locks up. And she becomes what I call a journalist wife. You come and she just reports facts. So and so was here, and he said there is a meeting tomorrow at Sheraton, full stop. Then she remembers so and so came for his DVD, full stop. She reports only facts. So when there is a communication breakdown, people are bound to go astray.
When there is a breakdown in communication,
yes,
how does that exactly bring either HIV infections,
let me get
how
to that.
does it accelerate the death of somebody living with HIV?
Let me just
AIDS?
get to that.
Yes.
It is said nature abhors a virtue. Someone cannot be empty. When there is love in me and the communication breaks down, I become empty, in quotes, apparently empty. So there are tendencies that there are people out there, those who are welcoming me and say, "This uncle, sit here, you know."
Yeah.
And when they bring water for washing my hands, it is even warm. And when I go back, my wife is locked up. Actually, that's why some men don't go home early. They go very late to find the woman asleep at least. But nature abhors a virtue. This man's heart should be filled somehow by somebody.
We have boyfriends. So if my boyfriend does not tell me ABC, does that really take me to another guy?
No, it's like...
So that maybe there is a coursework boyfriend, there is a sugar daddy boyfriend with the cash, and there is the boyfriend for going to Silicon Angel.
Okay, I think conflict, if a husband's conflict with the wife, yeah? And as he said that he might have people out there who welcome him home, yeah? Because he deserves that care, yeah? And because maybe he's sexually starved by his wife, yeah? And he's used to the sexual affection. He might look elsewhere. Same thing with here at campus. Let me say, if I have a conflict with my boyfriend over maybe something small, maybe some people may look at maybe he didn't provide for me, yeah? He didn't provide or he doesn't do nothing, yeah? And I have this thing that really like I'm not satisfied with him, yeah? I'll be driven like, I mean, whatever thing he says, I'll find it negative. Like I'm like, what am I doing with him? Despite the fact that I love him, but there's this because of something small.
You're turned off.
You're turned off, and like you go elsewhere. There's someone pampering you, like yeah. In the
your
end,
eyes, your
he's
lips
telling
are
you your lips are nice,
Yeah.
your hair is
You're
nice.
queen.
But it's ugly.
So how do you
Yeah?
feel exactly when somebody tells you those things?
You feel flattered, and you're like, yeah, you feel
feel
that.
Yeah, even if it's not
Uplifted.
Yes.
Even if he's flattering you.
Women,
You know,
naturally,
we love
women,
being
we
lied
like
to.
being
Lied to.
appreciated.
That's a big statement.
It's
You
being
like
lied to.
you like being lied to.
At least you tell me I like your hair, and it's like crap. I'll be like, yes, it's alright.
The World Health Organization has argued that conflict is the leading cause of poverty, and poverty is the leading cause of HIV and AIDS. Is there a connection between conflict and AIDS and the sexual network?
Yeah.
If I had a conflict with my mother and she's done providing for me, I think she would limit her provision just because there is a conflict between us. Now here I am, I'm a girl at campus, I need so many things, and just because we have a conflict between me and her, I can't even face her anymore. I really need to do my hair, I really have to buy new clothes, I need coursework, but there is no way I can approach her. So you know what, I'll just get a guy.
The lines of communication
course,
between you and your mom are broken.
So I'll just actually, I might not even get a guy whom I'm studying with. I'll sketch for one who is big, even a man with a wife, because that one I know he'll buy me the clothes, he will do my hair, he will do my nails and everything, yeah. So I'll look for such a person, and that's a sexual network. This man is married. He has a wife, I'm here sleeping with him. Maybe I also have my boyfriend whom I don't ask for money from. That one is just for love.
And the mentality.
Not for money. Yeah. So as I ask for money from my big guy, I'm sleeping with him, I'm sleeping with my boyfriend. Maybe my boyfriend also has a young girlfriend in secondary school.
Or a sugar mommy.
And a sugar mommy. So now the sexual network will be like that. But
this is all starting from your
from
conflict,
my conflict with
between
my
you
mom.
and your mom. Because she doesn't listen to you.
Yeah.
The lines of communication are broken.
Yeah, actually, I think parents should be given very good education on that. Because when I look at very many people at campus, they have so many, I don't know, there's that communication between parents and there is a way it's failing really, and it's causing people are going out to men because, okay, sometimes parents can't provide, they are poor, but sometimes they can actually provide. But
yes,
he will say, you want what? 5,000 for this day, no, I can't give it to you. So she just, you want to waste the money, so you know, it's okay. I'll say it's okay, daddy.
You can't live as a married couple when you actually don't have love among each other. You can't live in a family when you don't have love.
It's love that brings you together.
If a man loves his wife, or if my boyfriend really loves me, he won't leave me to go to any other person. But just because we had small conflicts, they start deteriorating our love. In the end, we end up separating, or we may not separate, but we may start because of that dissatisfaction we are having.
If the husband, or let's say the wife, had money in the beginning, you know, maybe like the finances, maybe they run short of funds in the long run. So if I'm used to this lifestyle, like if I'm used to having everything I desire, and mommy and daddy have lost the money they had, like in the beginning, I'll always look for ways to keep up the same standard I want.
The status.
So because I don't want to deteriorate in my status, I'll look for something. I'll look for men, or I'll look for anything. That's maybe I'll look for someone older or someone with money to sustain me.
If you are in such a state, the state you've just explained, you want to keep your status quo with money, with driving a car, and a nice mobile phone at campus, nice computer and all that. When you meet this rich guy that you really want to keep that status, do you talk to him and say, look, there's HIV, we need to do a test?
Okay, practically I would do that, but if I'm really greedy for the money, if I'm really dying, yearning for that money, and he's on the upper hand, I would have to go down for him. So in reality, if someone really wants that, you really have to do whatever you have to do to get what you want. So people who are greedy and really want to keep up with their standards, they'll go all the way to do whatever they have to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it all. The 2011 campaign, bringing it to zero, has challenges. For instance, you've had the role of conflicts in accelerating new infections. Poverty comes in, the role of poverty in causing conflicts in families, and the role of conflict in, bringing HIV and AIDS in families, among students, trying to keep the status quo. It is a big challenge, and Hearts for Peace is right here in Uganda to resolve conflicts in families, to transform conflicts in workplaces, to transform conflicts among students. Join us and let's fight this campaign together. We are all affected. We are either affected or infected. It is our challenge. We all need to come together and fight AIDS together. Thank you very much, and Hearts for Peace will always be there for you.